Okay, sorry about that. Corn dog interrupted. So we just drew the top of this building. So now we're going to come back here and we're going to draw the top of this building. And I have to decide whether to make it taller or shorter. And I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter. So that means I'm going to go to my vanishing point. I'm going to pick a place. I'm just going to pick right there. And I'm going to draw the top of this building. So we have front, front. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the top of this one. And I'm going to end this one just going off the paper. So there we have front, front, front. What we have though is we have paper thin buildings. This one and this one we actually can't see any more of because they're blocked with each other. This one though we need to add something to it. We need to add the side like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top here and I'm just going to bring this back horizontally just as far as I feel that I should. Just going to maybe that far. And then I'm going to bring it straight down. To right there. So now we have building front and side, front and front. So this one we actually drew 3 buildings in about the time it took us to do one over here. So now I'm going to add my details to these buildings too. We're going to put doors and windows, balconies, whatever else you might want to do. So that's how you set up the city. Now I'm going to show you just a few more details if you wanted to start adding detail to your city. The first thing most people ask me how to do is how to do the sidewalk. And the best way that I know how is you're just going to come down here to the front and just start doing some horizontal lines. I'm going to make sure that they're equal on either side of the sidewalk just so that they look good. Make sure that these lines are exactly horizontal because if they're not, they will be wrong. Make sure they're not tilted in any way. They need to be perfectly flat. I'm just going to keep coming back and they're going to start getting a little closer together the further back we go. Alright, I'm going to freehand the rest of these. I don't want you to, but I'm getting bored. So there we go. There's our sidewalk, and then if you wanted to make it look like you had to step up on the sidewalk, all you have to do is add another line next to this one here. Make it super skinny. We're going to do the same thing over here. It needs to be pretty skinny. Otherwise you would need a stair to get up there. That was a bad line. Oh well. Then what you need to do is you need to bring each one of these lines vertically down. So we're going to go vertical. What most people do is they tilt these lines, but then it looks like it's slanted. Somehow this ended up being a really tall sidewalk anyway, but that's okay. Again, I'm just going to freehand these, but please don't on your own. Use your ruler. This is a really tall sidewalk. That's alright. Vertical, 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 vertical. All the way back. Now I'm just going to start adding a couple more details. I'm going to do a little drainage ditch. I'm going to go horizontal, horizontal, vanishing point. And then I'm going to make it look deep all the way down into the sewer. And then we're going to put a grate on it. There you go. That's where the water would go if it rained. Now we're going to add a trash can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right here. So I'm going to have to erase some of my sidewalk lines, and that's okay. So I'm just going to erase them for now. I'm going to erase that too. I'm going to put my trash can right here. So I'm going to start by just making kind of like a tiny little building. Regular side. And I'm going to connect my corners to my vanishing point. And I'm going to go like this. So what I've just drawn is a tiny little box. So to turn it into a trash can, I'm just going to put the little hole here. Please use your ruler. I'm getting lazy. So there's the hole for my trash can. And maybe there's a cup sitting here because it overflowed. There we go. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is I want you to do a practice city with buildings, put doors and windows on them. You can do a sidewalk if you want, you don't have to, but it would be nice. And then start putting details on the sidewalk like trash cans. You can also do mailboxes. You can do a dumpster back in an alley. You can do cars in the street if you want to. Just make it your own and try some things that you think you can accomplish. And it's all about practice because we're going to start the actual drawing when I get back on Tuesday.